All right, hello everyone and welcome. We are about to set off on a really fascinating philosophical journey, a deep dive into the heart of Samkhya, one of ancient India's most logical, powerful, and truly influential systems of thought. It offers a pretty radical diagnosis and a profound solution to a problem that is, well, deeply human.
And it all kicks off with this timeless human sawal, this question. Why is it that so many of us feel this persistent sense of being stuck, of suffering, or just plain confusion? Our daily existence, our whole zindagi, is so often shaped by this deep-seated mistake about who we really are and what the world is.
But what if I told you there was a map? That's what Samkhya is. It's one of ancient India's great darshans. And that means it's more than just a philosophy, it's a complete vision of reality. And it provides this incredibly powerful and logical jawab, an answer to this fundamental problem. It's a framework for understanding the absolute truth of it all.
Okay, so here's the game plan for our philosophical safar today. First, we'll tackle that core question of suffering. Then we'll explore Samkhya's two fundamental realities, Purusha and Prakriti. After that, we'll get into the blueprint itself, the Samkhya Karika, understand its living tradition, and finally, see how this ancient wisdom is still incredibly alive in our world.
So first things first, what's so brilliant about Samkhya is that it doesn't start with some abstract, out there theory about the cosmos. No, it starts right here with a very practical, very real problem, suffering. Its entire purpose, its whole reason for being, is to give us a clear path to freedom from that suffering.
Okay, get this. This one sentence. This is the whole diagnosis right here. This is the core problem. Our bondage, that feeling of being trapped, it all comes from one profound mistake. We confuse our true self, which Samkhya says is pure, silent consciousness, with everything else. Our body, our thoughts, our feelings, the entire world, that's the evolutive nature. And that confusion is the root of all our trouble. It's such a powerful idea.
So, okay, if the problem is confusion, then the solution has to be absolute clarity, right? The absolute bunyad, the foundation of Samkhya's answer, is this really strict dualism. It says that reality is made of two and only two eternal and totally separate principles. Getting this distinction is the key to everything. So, first up, we've got Prakriti. Think of Prakriti as literally everything that is happening. It's the whole show. It's the uncaused cause of every single thing in the material world, from a star down to a single thought popping into your head. It is always active, always changing, this constant dynamic dance of three fundamental forces they call the gunas. In short, Prakriti is everything that can be seen. And then, completely separate from all of that, we have Purusha. And this is the real game changer. Purusha is pure consciousness itself. It's the eternal, unchanging, and totally silent witness to all the drama of Prakriti. It's completely passive. It doesn't do a thing, it just observes. It illuminates. And here's a key detail. Samkhya says there isn't just one Purusha, but an infinite number of them, one for each of us. Purusha is the seer.
And this chart just lays it all out crystal clear. Prakriti is the show. Purusha is the audience. Prakriti is what happens. Purusha is what's aware that it's happening. So the crucial point is this. Your thoughts, your body, your feelings, your personality, all that stuff you think of as me, Samkhya says, nope, that's all Prakriti. Your true self, your unchanging core, is just the witnessing Purusha. And the entire spiritual project is to finally, truly realize that difference.
Okay, so how on earth did this profound knowledge get systemized and passed down for centuries? Well, that brings us to the blueprint, the central, authoritative text for this entire philosophical system, a true masterpiece of clarity written by the great sage Ishvara Krishna.
Just 72 short verses or karikas, can you believe that? The entire classical framework of this immense philosophy is packed into this tiny, powerful text. Composed way back around 350 CE, it is a work of just incredible precision. Every single word counts, every verse is like a perfectly cut diamond of deep meaning. This little book is an absolute giant of Indian intellectual history.
And its brevity is totally intentional. The Samkhya Karika isn't a book of stories or long-winded arguments. It's a pure teaching manual, a direct map to liberation. It was designed for the serious student who is looking for true ilm, true knowledge, without any distractions. It just gets straight to the point.
But here's the thing. A map is useless if no one shows you how to read it, right? This precious knowledge wasn't just written down and forgotten. It was passed down, person to person, through a living lineage. It's a beautiful kahani, a story of teachers and students making sure that this flame of wisdom was never put out.
And what's amazing is that the text itself tells you its own history. It lays out the whole Guru Shishya Parampara, this sacred chain of transmission from teacher to student. The wisdom flows from a great sage to his disciple Asuri, then to Panchashika, and on down the line until it reaches Iswara Krishna himself. This tells us something crucial. This is a received wisdom, not something someone just made up. Its authority comes from this unbroken chain.
Now, as you can probably guess, with only 72 verses that are this packed with meaning, you're going to need some help unpacking them. And that's where the commentaries come in. They are absolutely crucial. Brilliant thinkers like Vachaspati Mishra and Gaudapada wrote these amazing guides that unpack the arguments, give you the context of debates with other philosophies, and really make the deep logic of Samkhya shine. Without them, honestly, a lot of the text genius would be locked away.
All right, so let's fast forward. How does a philosophy from, over 1,700 years ago fit into our modern dunya? Well, its story of survival and revival is actually pretty remarkable.
In the 20th century, you had this series of amazing people, absolute intellectual giants, who brought Samkhya back into the global conversation. You had spiritual leaders like Swami Vivekananda, who saw its immense practical value for modern people. And then you had academic titans like Dasgupta and Radhakrishnan, and later Jared Larson, who made sure its rigorous philosophy was studied and respected in universities all over the world.
So where does that leave us today? Well, you might not see Samkhya trending on social media, but believe me, this philosophy is very much alive. It's studied seriously in universities. It's the philosophical backbone for thousands upon thousands of yoga teacher trainings globally. Its core texts are easier to access than ever before thanks to the internet, and amazing institutions are still teaching it as a living, breathing tradition.
Look, what we've done here today is really just scratch the surface. We've laid the groundwork, given you the 30,000-foot view, but our real journey, our shared exploration of this incredible system, well, that's only just getting started. Because this is just part one. We're doing a full 10-part series where we are going to walk through the Samkhya Karika verse by verse. We're going to unpack all of its profound wisdom together, from how the universe evolves all the way to the nature of final liberation. So consider this your personal invitation to come along for a very deep and hopefully transformative study.
To make sure you don't miss a single step of this philosophical journey with us, please do us a huge favor. Take a moment to hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, share it with someone who might be interested, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. Your support is truly what makes this entire series possible. For that, a sincere shukriya, thank you. We'll leave you with this final provocative thought, which really gets to the very heart of Samkhya philosophy. Freedom isn't about getting something new. It's about realizing the truth of who you've always been. The first step isn't knowing who you are. It's knowing what you are not. So the question is, what happens in your own life when you begin to seriously distinguish the silent, unchanging seer from the constantly changing world of the seen? Just think about it. We'll see you in the next explainer.